Hi there, boys and girls. Welcome to our Veterans Day unit for third grade. I am here with my good friend from NPE. Maybe you don't recognize him. He's in his uniform, but this is Mr. Dudrick. He is a third grade teacher at NPE. Welcome, Mr. Dudrick. We're so glad you could join us today.
Good morning.
Good morning. I love your uniform and your background. Thank you for your willingness to talk to us today about the military. Could you just share a little bit about your experience in the military?
Sure. Um, I've had an incredible experience as a Marine. It started growing up as a little kid. My father is a Marine, and he was a Marine during the Vietnam era, and I just learned a lot from him, and that was embedded in me, the warrior spirit. And my brother, after September 11th, enlisted in the Army as a medic, and he went through his training and his graduations, and I was just so proud of him. And we were on a ski lift up in the White Mountains in New Hampshire after he had come back from some of his combat and medic training, and was just telling me all about it. And I was really excited to hear all the things he was going through, and thinking, man, I'm 29 years old, and I wish that I could go back in time and enlist in the military and serve my country, especially, after 9/11. And he said to me, he said, Danny, there are guys that are older than you in my platoon, and they can't get after it as hard as you can. So if you want to do it, you go do it. So at 29 years old, I talked to my principal, and had gone and enlisted in the Marines, and was gonna leave teaching for a little while. I had been teaching for 6 years, and enlisted and went to do some training, and was eager to go serve my country. And like my brother had said, I was going to go whoop it on, and I did at boot camp, and ended up breaking my arm. And they had to put pins and screws and plates in there to get it back, but they were going to send me home, and I begged them to not send me home. I would stay on Paris Island as long as I could to become a Marine. And I was lucky enough to be given that opportunity. So I earned the title as a Marine, and was able to serve my country overseas. As soon as I finished with my training, I volunteered for a deployment to Iraq, and was able to go over to Iraq in Al Anbar province, 2004, 2005, and served my country as an intel specialist. We did some really, really neat missions to be able to protect our own troops, our own facilities and equipment, as well as do some things to go find some of the bad guys, and put them in places where we could contain them. So my experience as a Marine has been fantastic. I just, the Marine Corps has done more for me than I have done for the Marine Corps. And our commandants are always eager to make sure that a better product is coming out of the Marine Corps than when we go into the Marine Corps. And I do feel that the Marine Corps has made me a better person. So the product coming off the parade deck at Paris Island is definitely stronger than the man who enlisted months prior. So my experience has been incredible. I feel that I can draw on a lot of my training to apply that to problems in my life, whether it's personal, professional, family, really to just detach from emotion, to look at who's involved, and see what we need to do to get people in a good place. So my experience has been fantastic.
Wow, that's amazing. So I guess your brother and your dad were a bit of an inspiration, it sounds like, for you as well.
Yes, absolutely. Especially my brother Tommy. He, really motivated me to enlist, and to think, hey, I can actually do this. And it was really exciting to share that. My I get a little emotional about this, because my mom, it was hardest on her. I mean, she has to be a Marine wife is a tricky thing that she's done, and she has two sons that have served their country, and a daughter that's a teacher. So I think about my mom a lot too, and what it took for her to have a husband and sons in the military.
Yeah, she must be so proud,
Yeah, she's a tough lady.
She has to be working with you.
Oh, amen to that. Raising me and my brother and my sister, we are and continue to be quite a handful.
In a good way, in a good way. I
Yes,
know that.
yes.
I know that. So thinking of your experience, what character traits, in third grade, we read about, I think we're all reading Stone Fox with Little Willie and Searchlight, and we'll read, lots of different stories with characters. So what character traits do you think, were important to have as a veteran and a Marine?
Great question. Um, there are 14 leadership traits that are a part of our learning and our philosophy, and those can really be simplified down to the three core values that every Marine possesses, and those are honor, courage, and commitment. And the most important thing to remember about the military, especially the Marine Corps, and it's good for Marines to remember this too, is that every one of us volunteered. We raised our right hand and we volunteered and swore to defend the Constitution against enemies, both foreign and domestic. And remembering that we volunteered to do this, we weren't told to do it. Nobody made us choose this. So that voluntary nature of the military is really important to remember. But the three core values are honor, courage, and commitment. And what I've always tried to do is wrap all of those together, is to have the courage to honor your commitments. So if
Mm.
I raise my hand and I say, I'm going to do what is asked of me to defend my country, then I need to remember to have the courage and the honor to be able to stick to that commitment. And anything that falls inside there, as long as it's a lawful order and a legal order, then I will follow it to the letter and make sure that we carry out the mission. So, honor, courage, and commitment would be those character traits that I feel are most essential for not only all Marines, but veterans and just people in general. If we subscribe to a code that we can adhere to, that will light our path and allow our choices to be virtuous and righteous, then that's good. For me, it's honor, courage, and commitment.
I love how you wrap those together. That made a lot of sense after you said that. And I know I know I'm not a veteran, but I can think of how they relate to me, in my life too. So I think we probably have a lot in common, with our veterans as the kids are watching this. How are we using those qualities in our life too? So that's really cool. Um,
Absolutely. If
yeah,
I was putting together a civilian unit to do any type of military mission, I would go to teachers first. And
right.
Mrs. Habel, you would be our CO. We'd put you in charge, and then I'd just help you.
Oh, I think we'd be a good team, a good team.
Amen.
We have to depend on each other teaching in this crazy environment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
um, so thinking of Veterans Day this November 11th, how do you think we as a community here in Wallingford Swarthmore, how can we thank our veterans? How can we thank you?
That's a great question. It's always a bit both emotional and try to think of the word. It's humbling. I guess humbling is the best way to say it. When people thank you, if they see you in uniform, or they see a tattoo or a sticker on your vehicle or a T-shirt you're wearing. What I love is the fact that people are eager to recognize people as veterans, which is awesome. And at times it can be a bit uncomfortable for veterans to take those compliments, because we try to be humble about our service. But your question was, what can people do to thank veterans? I think the standard, thank you for your service, is awesome, and there's always been this kind of gesture that veterans can give to just kind of cover our heart and then open it up. or to say thank you, or um, my honor, my privilege, those kinds of things would be my responses. But really, for kids, boys and girls, what I think the most important thing for you to do to thank all veterans who have either given their lives or their time and their service is to just be your best version. Be everything that makes America great, and be everything that allows you to be your best version so you can reach your potential. And collectively, if we have people being their best, then we can live in a place, in a country, in a state, in a neighborhood in Wallingford that allows us to be our best version and, just live a life that's clean and good. So, the way that kids can thank veterans is to just work hard, be their best, and make sure that you find out some of the true things that America stands for from its inception in the Constitution. So just learn as much as you can about America and form your own opinion so that you can be your best version.
That's great. I love that. Actually, that kind of leads into my next question about what advice would you give our friends, our third grade friends that are watching this? Kind of going forward, we're in a time of adversity, we're trying to learn in this hybrid model, and there's a lot going on in our world. Do you have any advice for our third graders, moving forward, of how to get through this year?
Yes, I sure do. I think that the enemy out there, whether it's the devil or the bad guy, they're trying to use fear to keep you from doing the things that you want to do, doing the things that you're capable of doing, and being the best version that you're capable of being. So, the best thing that I can encourage children to do in any situation where you have adversity, and adults alike, is to just look at the fear. If you're afraid of something, don't turn from it, don't run, don't go into flight mode, but go into a fight mode that allows you to dissect it. We don't have to be aggressive, we don't have to be angry with our fight, but it is a commitment to facing it and dissecting it into its parts. Take it apart so that you can see the fear for what it is, so that you can then just move forward. Don't look at that to-do list that Mr. Dudrick gives you that might be a half a mile long and think, oh goodness, I can't get this all done. But just like cutting down a tall oak, you got to do it stroke by stroke. So I think that my advice to anyone is do your best to detach from the fear in the back of your brain and bring your thinking, your logical thinking, to the front of your brain and attack the problem, break it into its parts, and then reassemble it in a way that you can move yourself forward in a good way. So yeah, don't give in to the fear. Don't give in to the fear because it's manufactured. It's not real. It's in your head, and it's always bigger in your head than it is in real life.
Great advice, Mr. Dudrick. That was awesome. I got to think of that myself too. I'll have to remember that for me.
And
in my-
I'm reaching for
Yeah.
something. My favorite veteran is this guy, Jocko Willink. And the students in my tribe, we've been reading Way of the Warrior Kid, and Jocko's my favorite veteran. He's a Navy SEAL commander, just a brilliant, brilliant man. He's written New York Times bestseller books. And this is my favorite book of all times, not only the one that he's written, but it's called Mikey and the Dragons. And it teaches us about fear to where we can embrace the fear, and it's always bigger in our head than in real life. So Mikey and the Dragons, definitely check it out.
Awesome. I love that. Great advice. We love our picture books, don't we? Even though
Yes,
we're
indeed.
teaching our chapter books, we still love our picture books too. Well, thank you, Mr. Dudrick. I have to say, I'm so honored to have had this opportunity. I know usually we're talking about math and reading, but it's just been wonderful to be able to just sit down for a few minutes and talk with you about your experience. And I want to thank you for being a veteran and for protecting our country and keeping us safe, and for working with our third grade this year. We're so, so incredibly lucky to have you on our team and to share your experience.
Well,
Thank
it's
you.
my honor, absolutely my honor. And Mrs. Habel, your passion for teaching, for bettering the lives of children, especially your passion for veterans and Veterans Day is certainly noteworthy. We wouldn't be here without you. So we appreciate you taking the lead on that and allowing the rest of us to be a big part of that follow.
It takes a team. I have lots of great people here to help me too. So thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Bye-bye.
Out.